Good evening, everyone, and welcome back. My mic is just a little bit too low. There we are, back into the ESL Pro League, and hopefully Renegades, a bit of a slump there towards the end. The Riflers not really picking it up against MIBR. They're going to be looking to bring their firepower into Inferno. This is the map they took against Liquid earlier today. But I mean, for MIBR, a lot of positives to talk about after yesterday, showing against E United. It looked a little bit sloppy yesterday, a little bit stock standard. Today, tailoring their needs to what Renegades are throwing.
Yeah, definitely looked a little bit more switched on in terms of the overall strategy. The individuals just sort of serviceable, not their absolute top level, just doing decently enough to be able to take Renegades out. And yeah, clearly it was enough. It was a pretty comprehensive victory, even though it was a 16-10. When you win 3 clutches and only get 10 rounds, it's not as convincing as you may wish it to be. And I think they got a pistol as well on top of that.
I think they did.
First pistol. I'm not sure about second. I can't remember. Don't think so.
No, I think the second pistol went in the favour of SK on their own T side, and not SK, MIBR. Still so used to call him SK. Same mistake from here.
Everyone is. Everyone does that.
I mean, Fallen, he did have a bit of a weaker performance. Maybe we can see Bad Fallen again in terms of maybe he'll be streaming again on an Intel processor. And, I mean, I miss Bad Fallen already.
Look, honestly, here's the best thing about Bad Fallen. Whether he's playing good or playing bad, he's still Bad Fallen. He's either bad in terms of the performance or he's so bad he's
You don't need to explain it, Mitch. We all get it. It's a good one. I'll give you that one, but then you just ruined it. If this guy ever streams on an Intel processor, I don't know. He can game record and stream without compromise, but unfortunately he can't. He ruins puns.
Hey, honestly,
there is a compromise there, so.
I think I'm going to be the best at ever because you make the terrible pun and then you explain it. So not only do people cringe when you do it, but then they cringe even harder, and it just continues.
Just trying to think how much I can actually get away if I could just punch this guy right now, because he is being an absolute prick. Regardless, I mean, going into the next map, it's going to be Inferno. Let's not talk about our personalities or the fight we're going to be having afterwards. Let's really talk about the brawl that's going to be happening on the server, because this is going to be looking like it's shaping up to be a good one. If Renegades, their riflers, are able to turn up, because it was really shaky coming in from, I guess, the core 3 that you expect to frag, Jacob, Azza, and JKS.
Yeah, I mean, all of them are capable of having decent performances, and it was a hot start from Jacob, but after that he sort of teetered off a little bit. Obviously, Azza had a pretty lackluster game, I would say, for his standards in terms of, his potential in fragging, but I feel like that's just down to, your in-game leading and adjusting to the role and stuff like that, and sort of swapping around players, because especially when you have new people in the roster, I feel like as an IGL it's even harder to perform because you're trying to sort of like insert extra words, you put extra attention to things that aren't sort of the way that they should be. You know what I mean? Like, you get a new person into a role, they maybe need to do a certain thing or have a certain role in a strategy, and you need to spend, some extra energy, some amount of words into adjusting everything so it's the way that it should be. And that is always going to take away from you looking at your crosshair and being the best player that you can be, I suppose.
I'm going to have to get you to sum that up a little bit better there. It did dribble on a little bit at the end there. I mean, Betway I'd still agree with MIBR winning. And I still agree with you in the sense that for Azza, 3 words here. Distracted.
Yeah.
Microing people.
You forgot cute.
Yeah, that's a 4th word.
Okay.
Distracted, microing cute people. I mean, sure, he's got a micro Liaz, but I guess we can make it work 4 words. I can see that in terms of, I think it is impacting his gameplay a little bit, and it is a little bit worrisome. And that's really, I think, down to him probably having to maybe let go a little bit of the microing, as well as letting the other players step up. And that's really down to Liaz, Gratisfaction, I guess, integrating to their own roles.
I mean,
as fast as they can.
They didn't have a problem last game, I can tell you that. I mean, maybe towards the end of the game was a little bit more difficult.
It's the little things at the end of the case, right? Because how many times do we see a T side coming into the A bomb site and just counter flashes coming in from the CT side, and as soon as they hit, it's like, oh no, all I can see is white, and then Leah steps out, gets a 3-man, or Azza steps out, gets a 3-man spray down. That didn't really happen, and even though they were set up for that crunch crossfire, you could say MIBR did well with their Molotovs and whatnot, but Renegades, you can also say that just lacking a little bit of extra oomph as well, just to get maybe one flashbang that could turn the tide of the battles. And that really is just down to, okay, look, the new members have just come in less than a month ago. In reality, they've only been together for less than 3 weeks. We're not going to expect this insane tight network, this tight-knit gameplay coming out. Same pistol round, though, from Renegades.
Yep, we'll see if MIBR is ready for it. Looks like they are pretty hesitant to push past that wall, which indicates they probably are aware that this is what Renegades is probably going for. See if they're ready for JKS. That would confirm our suspicions, wouldn't it?
I mean,
looks like Fur's posturing to fight that sandbag angle.
Oh my goodness.
He's really aware.
If he got the third one, that would have really sealed the deal. But Gratisfaction, now a lot of work to do with the CZ. He's made 2 shots. That Apartments player is just coming out so quickly, but Tarek can't seem to land the shots. They're still scared there's going to be another one here, but it's just Gratisfaction for now. Eventually, Leaz trying to make his way through the smoke. It's just going to back away. It's got Azza to work with.
Kneecaps Tarek a little bit, and definitely could have put some shots into Cold Zero's head on the pre-fire there, but not quite adjusting correctly. Very winnable still. Azza's got a kit. Tarek on the off angle. He's going to pop his head up. Oh my god, he definitely did, didn't he?
Yeah, but Cold Zero still alive. Azza lands the headshot.
Already making up for the performance in the last map. Opens it up with the 3K, the supporting flashes as well, helping the other players at the top of Nana there.
Absolutely critical he wins that duel against Fur, because without winning that duel against Fur, MIBR would have exploded into the B-bomb site.
It's all Azza. Great round from the man.
Big unit, big frags.
Sure.
MIBR did manage to get the bomb plant down, which means that Cold Zero, guess what he has? He's got the AK. Hero AK fallen. Trying to do a brother a favor. Fallen IGL. Okay, what's the command? Cold, go kill. Okay. I mean, it's not even a commitment from other people. It's, I mean, Fallen might not be able to buy in the next round.
He'll just buy like a CZ and armor.
Yeah, exactly.
To be fair to without being too, overcritical of Fallen, rifling has never really been his strong suit. Like sometimes he looks better than others, but he's probably better off making the sacrifice for the other players on the team and just sticking with the CZs if it's going to mean an opportunity to win this round, and I don't mind it. If he's not going to be on the AWP anyway, then not really the biggest deal.
Gratisfaction does give a how you do over into Fur, but Cold Zero is going to try and take the angle of the AK, and there it is, the AK making a bit of an explosive reveal. They've been holding the fire the entire time, and now they just go, hang on a moment, how many weapons do they actually have?
Yeah, you can't really know, can you? The Deagles as well could definitely make some impact, as there is 3 of them, and Fallen, the only one who didn't have much of anything, grabs himself an MP9 and a flashbang to help them get into the B-bomb site.
And there's only a single player here right now. That's going to be JKS trying to find the timing.
Can drop the molly though, and with 18 seconds to go, that could definitely work very well. Drops the flash, but Sui's already close.
They're taking a lot of damage. They've been unable to trade out. Fallen with the retrieved MP9, making it work out. Jacob can't seem to find the head through the edge of the fountain. The water and the fishies going to be protecting Fallen. Looks like Poseidon's favoring him today.
They're all very low. Those should still be around for Renegades.
But there is still the AK in the hands of Cold Zero. And they've got the Nana control, this angle to work with. Cold Zero going to be playing contact with Tarek. Tarek already too low. Cold Zero now swinging around, but that AK has been instantly nullified by Azza, and they know where the last one should be. It's going to be Fur. Not much of a fight he can really put up from that position, so well done on the retake from Renegades. Another bomb plant, though, for MIBR. And they didn't invest too much into it.
That lets Fallen get an AK and armor still. And someone else could even buy him an AWP and swap.
Yeah, Cold Zero can definitely buy an AWP if he wanted to do so, but he's actually going to... Yeah, he actually did buy the AWP and drop it over to Fallen, so
it's worked out beautifully. Gets in the bomb plant, a lot of damage done, or at least 2 frags. I mean, not a lot. In fact, we've seen full Glocks do more, but you know what? I'm not going to be a hater. It was a good attempt. Cold Zero is definitely capable of acing the other team. Jacob did not expect that molly to not go out.
He's still putting up a pretty decent fight, considering he's pretty low on HP.
How is he still alive? I would have been killed like 4 times by now. But I'm not Jacob, so...
Jacob, you mean JKM?
JKM. AZR. FER. Heard of that guy?
Hey, he's not too bad. Frag and superstar.
Unlike yourself, K-Wrath. Alright. Bomb dropped in middle. They haven't taken any Nana control at all this whole time. Stewie's just playing really passively. JK's just jump spotting with the MP5. Smoke goes out onto the wrap. Molotov is returned, and Jacob will hear at least Fallen burning there. But with the limited health that he's got, I mean, that smoke is definitely going to change things. What are these smokes never seen before? Hello?
This is going into pit.
Maybe it's going onto the site, though. That the site? That's a site smoke, Kev.
That's the side smoke we saw earlier on. That Int's probably used as well, but they're just going to go straight back into Nana instead as well. Stewie, he's going to go down, but the Insta trade comes back out, and the rest of the tees, it is barreling straight into Nana. Tarek going to be thinking about trying to chime in, but Leaz has been standing the ground the entire time. Out come the rest of the tees. Only going to be Jacob here in construction for now. Azza looking to put a bit of a spray down. Cold zero.
Oh, that's a huge kill to get. They can't even make their way to the bomb site. 8 seconds to go. They didn't even have time to plant, Kev.
Yeah, Renegades just backing off a little bit slowly.
I don't know if he even got that. Did he get that?
I don't know. It looks like he just did. So still a chance for MIBR at this stage. Is there going to be a flashbang? Just a dry pick from Fur. He's only picked up one. He's taken a lot of damage. He still picks up Jacob, who was low already. Gratisfaction there with the trade for Fallen. Misses a crucial shot. And Gratisfaction, you're not allowed to miss those, unfortunately.
That was an accidental shoulder from Grat there. The awkward movement is just hard to predict for Fallen, and you can't blame him for missing that one. We've all played that guy in ESCA who he doesn't really know what he's doing. He accidentally shoulder peeks you, and it's the most annoying thing ever.
I don't know if Gratisfaction doesn't know what he's doing. At this stage, Renegades definitely started off quite strongly on the CT side, but MIBR, another bomb plant, mind you.
Another buy. Another bomb plant, another buy. It's another day.
But so far, Renegades definitely stepping up their game on an individual level so far. They're able to convert a lot of kills that they may not be able to do so in Cache.
Kev, can I ask you a question?
Go for it.
I turned around and looked at the panoramic view of Inferno behind us that was just on the screen. I didn't see any of the CTs running out of spawn. What's up with that, man? Unfortunate.
It's like those picture opportunities where they just go, all right, just pretend that you're...
Fast bracket.
Yeah.
I can't believe Grad actually gets one there. Oh my lord.
He's getting more than one, mate. He's getting all of them right now. Gratisfaction is not only taking out all of MIBR's chance just like that, snap of the fingers, but he might pick up the ace. It's not the ace, it's the ACE.
Come on, don't make my crab jokes ruin the AC, Kevin. That was huge. That was a full buy round out from MIBR.
I mean,
they even put a lot of utility pressure onto him from bracket.
Here's the thing, right?
He just aces them.
Here's the thing. Going back, now, just a little bit over 2 years ago, right? So when Gratisfaction was still playing on Immunity, I remember it was either Tainted, I think, or another top team inside the Oceanic region targeted Gratisfaction with these grenades and just barraged him out of position. Didn't work this time around. Really have to wonder why. They're still going to persist over here on the A bomb site, though. And if Tarek's able to flood out Gratisfaction, that could be absolutely huge.
I can't believe that flash still got Leaz there. ACR punishing 2 people running up through the top bracket area. That's a triple for him.
Yeah, and then Leaz is going to step out as well. Tarek has managed to bust out. Doesn't matter.
Individuals of Renegades, the defensive.
Here's the whole thing. Do you just call him AZR? Seriously? Yeah. That's terrible.
You've got in my head now, Kev.
I didn't even get in your head. You just got it in your own head. It doesn't matter. Look, Azza doesn't care what he's called.
They just keep buying, Kev. It never stops.
They've got the 5-round loss bonus at the moment, but, I mean, at this stage, they're not getting success.
No, they're really not. They're getting plenty of gun rounds in, but they're getting plenty shut down.
I have to see if this one's going to be a change around, though. Renegade so far has just been tight on the defense. Multiple spray downs, something we didn't see earlier on. Gratisfaction also, he was pretty solid with the AWP earlier. Stewie's taking quite a bit of damage. Jacob is changing gunfire through the flashbang. It's going to favor that CT side a little bit more, and a lot of trust being placed onto Gratisfaction and Leaz, making sure this apartment's hold works out to a dime. Jacob still managing to get one through the edge of the smoke, and Stewie, he's going to fall down quite quickly as well. Jacob dancing around, Cold Zero, going to crouch through, but he can't!
I don't even know that you expect him to stay up there after getting a kill.
At least Fur's able to deny a little bit of economy for the CT side. He's going to run back into mid. He's going to try and double back in to see if he can catch any of the CTs off guard. Look at the patient coming out from Azar. Not going to work out because Fer,
swivels.
he just turns around. He's just too sharp. And Leaz, he's just going to be putting himself in the pit, just thinking about, I don't want to lose my rifle. That's money. And he's also thinking at the stage, how am I going to get the AWP back? Because Fer's going to be on the hunt. Look at this Fer. He's not satisfied with saving. I mean, he will be. But he's still looking for additional picks, which is just a scary thing. Oh my goodness, he's done so much damage to the CT economy. He might even do more at this stage. Please stop this murder, Fer. But MIBR, I mean, sure, they might be down 6-0, but Fer making it so costly in that round, it is going to chip away a little bit. Renegades have built up a huge bank at the moment. That's really the difference so far, is that these have not been close rounds. These have been insanely clean rounds coming out from Renegades, and there's just been no answer from MIBR.
Yep. That one not being as clean, though, means maybe in the future an extra gun round going in the bin. But we'll have to see. Renegades doing pretty well on their CT side, and this is the fragging power that we don't always see come from Renegades, you know. I was saying earlier, before we got into the first map, you know, Renegades just rely on the system, you know, the individuals don't have to show up. I was pretty wrong. That's what happens when the individuals do show up. Just dominance over a team with the skill and potential of MIBR. Not an easy thing to do.
Leaz trying to transfer the spray. Does well enough to take that. So, I mean, first still gets that dink coming in from McKhalil. Imagine if that was an AK-47. Fallen. He's going to be pushed off the diggity angle from a few grenades, but he still catches Gratisfaction right in the noggin.
Oh, I could have seen him hitting that.
I could have as well, but it didn't, unfortunately, for MIBR and for Renegades right now. My goodness, what can you say? 7-0 start against MIBR and just shutting down their attempts so, I mean, I would say seamlessly right now, in all honesty. It has cost their economy a little bit. MIBR have dialed it back in those last couple of rounds. Definitely starting to do damage on the back of Fer being pretty explosive. But we're going to have to start seeing some of the individuals from MIBR step up. Where's Stewie? Where's Tarek? Where's the impact being felt here? Gratisfaction still getting 10 points of damage down. Azar caught a little bit off timing in that one. Fer's going to give him a nice love tap with the AK. Best start MIBR have had in a while, and Gratisfaction looking to try to gain some control, but Cold Zero once again is going to be waiting. Slowly becoming worse right now for the CT side. Leaz, a lot of work to do from this pit position as Azar is already so low. He's going to alleviate a lot of the pressure though, making sure Fer cannot wrap around from the graveyard area, and they're going to be scurrying back over in the B bomb site. JKS though, far down, needs to get more than one. The CTs, or the T's, still holding the position over in the top bracket area. They've got the AWP, and the hands have fallen to work with the Deagle and Cold Zero as well. But Renegades still, I don't know how they managed to bring it back from such a bad situation.
Yeah, it's nice to have jungle, but Renegades players in pit. I mean, T-Stairs, great position for JKS, and still one on the bomb site. MIBR's got to make a move, Renegades hopefully don't give anything away, because the positions they're in are more than good enough to be able to close this round out, unless some brilliance comes out from Fallen with the AWP there. Not quite enough. Leaz, bit of an annoying peak. JKS closes it out from T-Stairs. 8-0. And that's a great start from Renegades. But it's only half of the half, I guess. Half of this game over.
Just over half of the
quarter of the game, rather.
And half of the score that they need. And like I was saying, it's that MIBR, they're consistently chipping away, but they need more individuals fragging. Can't be relying just on Fer and Cold to be putting up the kills. Fallen needs to start making his name felt on the server alongside with Stewie and Tarek. They're just not getting the kills down, and this is just getting from bad to worse at the stage right now for MIBR, JKS and Jacob.
I think that's like the third time he's done that, and it's worked.
It's a great name coming in from Stewie, though. I think they are suspecting him to be there, so going to drop the Incinerate Grenade, and JKS just tapping away, making sure Stewie is going to be feeling the heat. Has to use one of the smoke grenades just to put it out, and every single smoke grenade used at the moment is going to mean one less for the execute. Might have to make the contact play right now. Stewie, though, still just around the edge of the smoke. Too sharp, able to make it work out. Azza, he can hear the jumping around at the stage, but what is he going to do about it is a real question. He's going to stay close in the smoke. He spotted out one, but he can't convert it onto Tarek. And this is all of a sudden brought back down to a 2-on-2. Liaz might be suspecting there's one at Logs, but he does not check it. He does not think there's one there. And MIBR finally done it potentially. Gratisfaction's retrieved an AK and he's fast in, flashbang forward, but he can't get the kill on the player in barbecue. Finally the T side secure around.
Yeah, look, I think it's nice to be confident. It's nice to go take the take control of the game, but I think a bit over eager there from Renegades. You know, usually play like JKS isn't just going to continue to keep fighting every single angle, pushing through smoke as well. Very uncharacteristic. And their economy is going to suffer as a result of that. You know, they were on a massive roll. A lot of that was from really locking things down in the late round, stopping MIBR from going to take brackets control, shutting them down on Banana. And Jacob already, I feel like, did a decent job of that in the earlier parts of that round. I don't think they really needed to keep pushing the issue there.
Stewie still managed to get a 1 in that position, and Fur just straight through the smoke. Right into a noggin. Renegades, they have lost 2 of the members over at Nano, and Azza, he's made an early rotation, but
it's got full utility though. It's really going to help Renegades hold on to this round a little bit tighter.
It's going to have to start using it soon. There's the first incendiary grenade being burnt out. He's also dropping their own Cold Zero. They're going to use the smoke and still try to bust through it. Fallen, that is the impact that needed to be felt. And Liaz trying to spray through. That's a second kill for Fur through the smoke. And Gratisfaction off to save. 2 rounds in a row. That's all MIBR needed to reset the CT economy. Forcing Renegades onto an eco. Potentially even another eco because they're looking to hunt down Gratisfaction at this stage. Members are there. And there you have it. Orp not allowed to proceed forward. Fur, 3 kills. He has made a force to be reckoned with on Inferno so far.
So, first time in this game, Renegades starting to take a little tip in terms of the money. Has to be said though, like, already, I mean, it's nice to get over to an 8-0 start, but MIBR are clearly starting to make their way back into this game. They're clearly starting to adapt to this aggression coming out from Renegades, at least on the Banana side of the map. And Renegades, they've got themselves a nice little lead, but it's not going to be that hard for MIBR to run it back, MIBR rather, to run it back to at least a 6-round half, if not a 7-round half.
100%, and that's what we mean, is that they've done such good work to get up 8-0, but all it requires is just a little missed moment from Renegades, a bit of good play coming out from MIBR, and all of a sudden the contest is straight back on. Good grenade coming out from Fur. No, it bounces off the wrong direction.
And I hate to say it again, but like, you know, Azza clearly had a pretty poor one in the last map. It's nice to see ace the other team with an AWP, but how many rounds in a row is that going to be a consistent thing that you can rely on? Might be time to go back to the drawing board and just rely on the consistent play like they usually do, rather than the individuals going ham to start to continue to grab themselves some more rounds. Nice little ace stack, almost fools MIBR, but not quite.
Yeah, I mean, Stewie's just done the work. He's just gone straight into the B-bomb, so identified there's nothing going on in there. You see Tarek, he's in a position to try to do a little bit more damage. He's all by himself at DD though, so that might be a bit of a concern. Still going to be looking to go forward, but a lot of these shots are just not landing so far from the CT side. Finally, Liaz managed to connect one, but he's just the last man, and I mean, sure they'll take 1K away, 1 AK away, but MIBR just offered a bit of opportunity to build up the economy. Renegades don't really have the full set of utility to be fighting it out over different sectors, and they don't have an AWP.
Yep. So let's see what the approach is going to be in this round. They don't have all the utility that they usually would rely upon into the later portions of the round on Inferno. They don't have the AWP on Grat, which has been a pretty big catalyst for pretty much being like, hey, you want some free rounds? Grat can just grab a multi-frag for us and shut down what should have been a pretty threatening round from MIBR. So without the utility that they rely on, without the AWP on Grat, I'm going to be surprised if they come away with this round in general, to be honest. Also, no pressure on Nana. It's been given up to MIBR. doesn't really seem like it's going to be a very easy round for Renegades to win. Quite the opposite. So what are they relying on here, Kev? Because, like, there's the Molotov on top of dig roofs. There's the little brackets control. They're going to flash in as well. They've taken brackets pretty successfully. Renegades don't have any of the normal advantages that they would rely on to get themselves around. It's going to have to be a great crossfire or some good counter flashes here.
Well, they're going to pop a flashbang into Diggity to try to reclaim control of it. So Azar, if he steps in at the right time, just like now, he needs to get multiple on the spray down. There's no real assistance coming in. The flashbang's coming way too late. And now they have to drop their last defensive utility to just try to stay alive. Gratisfaction can't make it work. Has to be Liaz. Has to be Liaz standing tall right now, dropping both of his flashbangs away. But Cold Zero still going to be junggling forward. And that is it. MIBR, once again, going to be pushing Renegades onto another eco.
Might have been worth another save there, potentially, at that point in the half, but I don't know. Obviously, they're going to start to build up their loss bonus, but they really need that extra utility next time. They really need that AWP because MIBR is definitely getting the better of them when they don't get those two things rolling for them. They need to get JKM aggressive back into Banana again, maybe have multiple people fighting for it. And maybe get a little bit more active. Usually it's towards the jungle area, or he goes into carpet sometimes. I've seen him at B once or twice. Maybe throw him over to B again. Mix things up a little bit. Definitely going to have to be a save, though, for at least this round. MIBR well and truly grinding their way back into this one. And it's not like Renegades have a bad T side, but I would say their CT side is probably the better of their two sides on Inferno. So they want to make the most of that. Try to get into double digits.
I mean, they were in a position as well once to get a double digits fallen. He's just gone away for a bit of a sip of some water. He's back in. Green apartments and the chimney flash should be coming over shortly as well to try to catch them off guard. And there it is, the flashbang. Liaz can't seem to convert these kills with the CZ. He's actually managed to pick up Fur, but how much is that really going to mean? Nothing, because Cold Zero, assistance of teammates, just able to crack open that A-bomb site, nullifying that hold pretty easily from the CT angles. And MIBR now 8 rounds in a row. Sorry, not 8 rounds in a row, 5 rounds in a row.
Might even make it 7 in a row.
And that's really just down to good entry players coming out and just, the willingness to hold on.
It's the adaptation, really, isn't it? They're really recognizing what the strength is from Renegades, and they're trying to make sure they can't take control of that Banana easily.
That's a bit of a gift.
For sure, yeah. It's going to be interesting to see what the approach is from MIBR here in the later portion of this half, because surely they're going to expect Renegades to start to try to adapt or go back to something that was working for them before. It's going to be one of the two. So this is going to be one of those rounds where it's going to be a bit of a mind game. MIBR can just throw something random in, or they can just keep trying what's working, but then there's the potential for Renegades to try to do something. And I've got to say, I mean, that Grat got himself an ace, but since then he hasn't really done a whole lot.
Largely been just nullified pretty much by MIBR. And once again, this Nano aggression is going to come out. Stewie has not taken any damage from any grenades in the flashbang. He spots out one behind sandbags, and he's just going to be spraying down Jacob. And Jake, oh my goodness, that is absolutely perfection coming out from Stewie. I was saying he needed to step up individually.
Oh, I could have sworn that was going to connect. Azza shuts him down though. Cold's going to try and jump up onto first. Bomb is still at T-stairs, although they have control of Banana and Jungle and one in Boiler.
I don't know what's going on in this round so far, but I mean, I swear I saw this earlier on Cache as well, where the bomb was just not in the position. They have to slowly go back and grab it, and Liaz...
I think Liaz actually hasn't... Oh, no.
No, he's been spotted out, and they know he can hear where Fallen's trying to transition from, and that's Fallen going down pretty quickly. Doesn't know that Tarek is still at T-stairs. Fur's been lurking this entire time, and he should be able to catch Gratisfaction off on the rotate. So MIBR 6 in a row.
Looks so easy for them, doesn't it? Grat luckily has enough money for another Raw, but he's going to have to do something with it. Jacob and JKS weren't even close to able to take any control of Banana once again. Going for a different setup, as I don't know if they did have the utility to be able to run their normal setup where they try to take control. This round they definitely don't, so they're going to take Grat over to B, which is a nice little adjustment to see, but I don't know how well that's going to go for them, to be honest. Guess we will find out. MIBR just looking complete control right now. Renegades have definitely run out of steam, and they're going to have to take a few moments to recollect themselves. Hold that thought. Pop Flash coming over the top. 3 people towards Nana here, but MIBR with the counter utility is going to cut these CTs in half.
Flashbang coming over the wall as well. They're going to come in forward. JKS dueling it out at Sandbags. They're just trying to draw a little bit more CT nades away. JKS, though, once again, isolated away. MIBR have been so good by using their utility to make sure that the duel is not going to work in the favor of the CT side.
Stewie's crushing him right now. He has full control of Banana. The utility coming out from Cold and Fallen to support him as well has just been so on point. Fur's been so great, clearing out those apartments and making sure people are pushed back to be able to go and execute those bracket takes like we're seeing now.
Leas, though, still alive at the jungle area, only a UMP, but is able to just stall for a little bit more time for the rotation, actually buy 3 people over here on the A-bomb site, one in the library to make sure no one's spinning across, but Tarek, he's going to come fast down to the pit, and hello, what has he found? A cheeky little Azza sitting away in the pit area. Now it's all Leaz on the site with only a UMP. This is not a weapon you want to be holding with, and he's going to have to go pretty large right now, but Fallen's just going to go in straight for the no-scope. 2 on 2 still. But strong post-plant positions coming out from the T side, and there's only a single smoke grenade for the CTs to work with.
Fallen playing in front of the site box. Usually see the T's behind it, a little bit of an off angle. Grat is going to have to do big things in this round if it's going to come away for Renegades, especially because they don't have a kit. They need to get these kills fast, Kev.
Yeah, but he misses that shot onto Fallen. They're still trying to commit forward. It's all down to Jacob with the FAMAS. He's going to try and push forward. Tarek is going to be tagged down quite low, but the shot coming out from Jacob through the wall. I don't know if he's got time or not.
I don't think so.
I think time might have just ticked away, but that was a hell of a shot onto Tarek to at least keep it alive. He just doesn't have enough time to get the defuse. So MIBR still getting 7 rounds in the half. 7 in a row to counter Renegades 8.
They just ground them out and completely outplayed them. As soon as they really worked out what the 2 main points were for Renegades, they were able to absolutely destroy them. And the main thing was just recognizing how Renegades likes to fight for that banana and just completely isolating them. Punishing Jacob for trying to push through that top of Nana Molotov every single time. He's spamming him through smoke. You're putting out the old off Molotov and then getting pop flashed up. There was so many little different ways that they adjusted their utility to be able to enable Stewie to find those entries up Banana. And I'm feeling pretty scared for Renegades at this point because I'm not sure what level of intensity MIBR are really going to bring into this CT side, but if there's anything that's memorable from the major, it's watching MIBR play the CT side of Inferno. Because that Fallen Stewie duo on the B bomb site, the flashes, pushes through the smoke, for getting in people's faces, it's all very entertaining. And it's a pretty scary prospect for Renegades, who they do have a decent T side on this map, but I feel like the momentum's fairly out of their way at this point.
And just like that, MIBR as well, able to get the first entry frag. It's going to mean that Renegade's going to divert their attentions over into the A bomb site instead. Double pit setup coming in from Tarek and Stewie.
Yep, it's going to have to be one hell of a flash from Azza. It's going to come over the chimney, and that's not going to hit Tarek because he's playing anti.
And Tarek is still trying to deal it out. I mean, Stewie's done quite well to just trade efficiently out. But eventually the Glock should be able to get close enough to do the bulk of the damage. So once again, situations reset to a 2-on-2, but they're both stuck in pit for now. And they need to go get the bomb. There they are. They eventually found it.
We all got the guns that we want. Can we move on? Oh my
Oh,
lord,
that is
yes
sharp.
we can.
But Cold Zero is still here. Cold Zero versus Azza. And Azza's really been fragging up Storm so far, but he needs to find one more, and that is the difference, is that Cold Zero is just too good at the end of the day. It's so scary. It's like you look, Cold Zero could be on 5 kills and 20 deaths, and
He'll
you can
still
still,
1v you in
he
that
can
1v1.
still pull something out of nowhere. Makes him such a scary player, and Azza's been playing so well, but he just, unfortunately, I mean, can't get the last kill, and that means they're going to lose the pistol. That makes it 8 in a row for MIBR as well.
Going to be the full save from Renegades. They didn't get the bomb plant, so not as good of a money situation as they might want. I think Az is just chilling, waiting to pop flash the boys up mid if MIBR does push that, which they haven't, and maybe into Banana now. But Stewie's close. I doubt that flash is even going to touch him, and he's about to make a lot of cash.
They are checking this corner, though, and he's being dinked out, so only a little bit of cash. And Fallen, he's taking a lot of damage to the edge of that, of the little wooden planks. Now the rest of the SMG is coming forward, though, and these Glocks, man, Glocks and P250s are doing a huge chunk of damage. I wouldn't say massive, but it is going to be forcing the reinvestment from Stewie and Tarek. And, I mean, early days where Renegades can get the AKs up, it could be a costly thing for the CT side.
So, although, you know, you want to rag a bit on Grat for his CT side play without the AWP, you got to say he's quite sharp on the AK entries. We saw a little bit of that on Keish as well. So, the fact that he doesn't have the AWP, not that you would necessarily really even want it on the T side of Inferno, he should be fairly effective. Lots of utility being thrown into B by both teams. Renegades are going to put out that Olaf molly. That nade's going to do a little bit more damage to Jacob. Pop flash comes out. Stewie tries to hunt down Jacob in Olaf, but it's quite successful.
Oh
I can't believe he's got away with that.
He's just gone straight forward. And
He's dodged every bullet, Kevin. First, just run out apartments as well. How do you beat that?
Just going to be holding a default there, boys. And there is no default to be held if there is going to be just Stewie 2K coming straight at ya.
The annoying part is they're all just unloading their AKs through the smoke up Nana, and he's dodging every single bullet and then just running through the smoke at them. Look at all that spam. Look at all the traces. Azza's just spamming the smoke. He's like, surely there's no way he's made it past my spray, right? That's where you're wrong, kiddo.
And, well, Stewie just going straight forward. He's just been fragging up a Storm after the 8th round. I think he was sitting at 1 kill and 8 deaths, and now he's on 13 kills. Doesn't sound that impressive, but when you consider all things, it just feels like he's been multi-fragging at this Nana area round after round.
Yeah, on the T side, I mean, Fallen and Cold set him up for so much success to just take complete control of the map on that side. Now it's the same thing, really. Fallen's helping him just get aggressive up into the area of Banana. There's the flash for Arch. But First should have no problem just dropping some utility and falling back. Oh,
does a bit of damage to the nades, but still the pistols just close that gap a lot quicker than you can expect.
Jacob with an AK, I mean, he's been a bit quiet, but I'm sure he can make the difference in this round. Rips doesn't even look fair. It's a 5-on-3. Although Renegades are surrounded in theory, all it's going to take is one headshot for them to be the masters of their own destiny.
Yeah, but Tarek here with a silenced MP5 doing a big chunk of damage. And Azza stepping out, spots Stewie going into the boiler position. That is going to help his teammate his team quite a bit. And another shot coming out from Jacob. And finally, Renegades look like they're resetting the loss streak. They know exactly where Stewie is going to be. You can already see Azza is on the hunt. He knows he's only got the CZ, and he's just going to go in for the killing blow.
You know why Jacob's got 100 HP, Kev? It's because every time anybody sees him, he just deletes them. You don't take any damage if you snap everyone's head off, mate.
I mean, that's the European approach, right?
Yeah.
Why are we losing? Why do you just win?
Is that what Australians say?
Yeah, why are we losing? Start winning. Okay, Glaive.
That's what Zonic's always yelling behind them. It all makes sense now.
He's got the notebook, and it's literally just start winning. But Renegades, I mean, they've finally broken the streak of 10 rounds in a row.
In a bit of a gimmicky fashion, you have to say.
I mean, they still managed to take it, and no complaints here ultimately on how they're taking the rounds, because they just need anything to kickstart the engine once again.
Nice Molotovs and a pop flash to get Liaz at the top of Nana. You minimize the risk, push him back with just utility. Utility doesn't get you damaged too heavily. Just need to be careful because we all know that Fallen and Stewie are two players who are not scared of, when losing control of the map, going and taking it back from you, and not in a nice fashion.
I mean, they're going straight back and taking this Nana control. There are 3 people ready to fight it out against Liaz, who's already backed away from the corner. I don't know how that's going to work for him because he's still got 2 of them and Fallen. They were trying to catch him off timing. Fer just going to be holding his fire for now, letting Liaz stroll into the site. And there you are. Finally, the shots come forward and dropping the Incinerator Grenade at the right time. He's bought a lot of time for his team just to adapt around an unfavorable situation.
Cold's so far away on the rotate in Moto, but there's no way Renegades can know that. I can't believe Cold's just holding his nerve right now, chilling in Moto. So much faith in Fer to just hold onto the B-bomb site by himself.
And it might just pay off because Renegades aren't going to be coming back to this A-bomb site. 20 seconds left. They're not making any noise. Jacob now going to drop some grenades, and Tarek just trying to play anti-flash, but he's going to be spotted out. Shouldn't be playing anti-flash right now. Should be sun's out, guns out. Doesn't work.
And Jacob really starting to show up. I mean, he gets shut down on CT side a lot of the time by, you know, the utility from Cold and Fallen, and Stewie getting up and in his face. Can't really blame you for that, but now it's his turn to shine. He's sick of that CT half and how it went for him, and he's really taking control. I mean, I feel like a lot of these entries, you know, Jacob's making huge impact, and I know that's a 5-on-3, but Tarek could potentially spray their whole team down there and open a lot of space for Cold. So if that entry isn't as clean as Jacob makes it, could potentially be in some trouble. And we saw that yesterday, United up against MIBR, you know, even if there's only 3 of these MIBR players alive, you give them enough room and they can really shut you down.
Oh, it's a good
huge work from Liaz though. What was that peak on Fallen? He just flies across his speed in 1Vs if they don't have any head armor.
And he gets rid of Stewie as well, which is not easy. And a tactical pause coming out. You probably say this is Renegade's tactical pause once again. The scoreline tied 10 apiece.
I feel like MIBR never call attack. They're just like, good job winning the round.
This goes back to the whole thing where Tactics is, okay, Cold, gonna need you to kill. Okay, Fer, gonna need you to kill. Okay, Siri, gonna need you to kill. Okay. Tarek, gonna need you to kill. Okay.
That's why Cold's one best player in the year two times in a row. You can tell him to kill, but he can also throw flashbangs for Stewie. That's pretty good. Right?
Is it just me, or is Cold Zero a bit of a boring player?
Just does a bit of everything.
Just
he can AWP, he can rifle,
entire
he can throw
package.
utilities really well.
Okay, Fer's on the AWP. What is that? He's just going in. He's not the primary AWPer, but he might as well look like it because he's just going in with the confidence right now.
Looked like a bit of a Fallen play there. Just going for the quick peek into second mid, kills one and B hops away with the butterfly knife out. I think Fer's seen that far too many times to have not learned to do that himself, right? He's like, just absorbed Fallen's knowledge. He's like, is this how you do it? Wow, it's so easy. I should be the AWPer.
Like I said, 4 AWPers on this team. Not even just 4, 5 AWPers on this team, which makes it so scary sometimes. Renegades lose an initial member. They're still going to look to try to take this top brackets control. MIBR have forced up into this round, though.
See how well Renegades are able to resolve this 4-on-5. They're going to be throwing the arch smoke out and a Molotov and a flash. They've taken bracket, but you're already seeing the rotation come out. Stewie, he's got plenty of utilities, so Fallen can kind of play in that speedway area. In between the bomb sites, Cold at this cart could be very dangerous, but if there's anyone you want out in front towards Dig to take a duel with him at the moment, it's got to be Jacob.
100%. Out come the rest of the utility, but Jacob, he steps around to try to drop a Molotov, but Cold Zero is just waiting this entire time. This Molotov, as a matter of fact, is actually missed pit at the same time, so Cold Zero and Tarek, they could just mow down their opponents at this time, and that is an insanely clean round. Cold Zero,
sure.
3 in the round for him, single 1 for Fer, but
the impact's all on Fer, though. That first pick slows Renegades down so much, and it's a lot harder to keep MIBR guessing, spread out all over the map and just take control of it when you've only got 4 players. You really want to try to group up and close out the round, maybe trade out on the bomb site. But when Cold Zero is getting up and in your face before you can even try to execute your game plan, it's going to disrupt you. Now Stewie's doing his best Jacob impression.
I mean, he's barely taken any damage. He's taken so much territory as well, so...
Uh-oh.
Oh no, this is the Stewie Classic. Is he gonna push through it is the real question.
No, that's not the question. The question is, when is he going to push through it?
He's gonna back off.
Wow.
Oh man, this is the new Stewie. But he's given enough information, and Cold Zero, come on, stop walking to Cold Zero, because he's just looking for kills at the moment. He's just gunning them down.
The molly timed so perfectly for that dig bust.
What do you even say about that at the end of the day is that Stewie gets all the information. He's using his echolocation to figure out what's going on.
I told you, bro, this MIBR CT side is so scary. We saw it at the major already. I don't know how many of those games you caught, but when they're on point, it's just so hard for them to stop. It's almost like they're just all so comfortable in whatever role that they're doing on this map that they look just in prime form. It's like their rollback back to 2016. 2017.
Oh no, Fallen as well, just going straight forward. He doesn't need anything else other than a UMP and Cold Zero. Oh, please. Someone call the Mercy hotline at the stage because Cold Zero, he is just coming in and finally he's got him rid of. Now Tarek, he's going to have a go at it as well.
Turn.
He's going, I've had enough of being that beast, of that apartment's anchor. He's coming in behind them.
Boring job.
Fragging's more fun, and fragging is fun for Tarek as he's going to be able to only get 2.
Okay,
so
B's actually open.
Yeah, I mean,
Liaz can the bomb.
You're going to have to go back and pick that up, Liaz, and there is going to be opponents behind you. That was a bit of a struggle for Fallen. That was a really costly round actually coming out. They lose a lot of the rifles, and I mean, Fallen doesn't really want to reinvest at this stage. That's pretty interesting.
He just wants the ult, man. I mean the ump, not the AWP. I don't think he cares about the ult, strangely enough.
A lot of attack pause coming out, but I mean, this feels like it's just MIBR. It doesn't matter what Renegades are throwing, it's MIBR just coming up so much stronger. So many multi-frag rounds coming up. The individuals have peaked.
Renegades are just looking a little bit too one-dimensional at this point. Like, they're losing first pick a lot of the time, which is forcing them to make a decisive move in the 4-on-5. They really need to avoid getting picked if possible, and then try to take control of the map, start to stall out the utility, and give themselves an opportunity to run a strategy where they don't have one or multiple MIBR players running at them or having more information than they necessarily should. Double orb coming out though. Stewie and Fur. Well, considering how much util was just thrown into Banana, they haven't taken very much damage. Those nades though are going to put Liaz down to 8.
Oh no, he's dead.
He thought he was okay. He was like, whoo, that was a close one.
And then Stewie just puts one straight into the wall and just puts Azza down to 17. So, I mean, it wasn't a happy start, and this is definitely not a way that you wanted your round to break down into. 4 people over here in the A bomb site, though.
I think you just want to hit B here.
I mean, Jake S is doing his best job to try to draw the attention away, but Stewie, he's so confident on the B bomb site. He doesn't need anyone else but his trusty AWP. And you know what? After that frag clips at Boston, why not?
True. Well, this is why it's called Cold Zero, by the way. In case anyone was wondering.
I mean, Fur's got the yellow AWP, and that's just top brackets clean. JKS, they're going to flush out the anchor there. Stewie going to reposition himself back in the corner of the site. Now Fur also coming across the AWP as well. Stewie going to be dropping the utility, just trying to make sure he buys enough time for the rotation. The smoke is going to fade. He's moved away from back of sight at the right time. The smokes and flashbangs are going to come forward. Fur trying to chip in with a shot. But Stewie, it's not Fur that's making the impact at the moment. It's going to have to be Stewie, but he's not landing any of these shots from Newbox right now, and he needed to land them. The AK's closing the distance, landing the kills.
It's always so scary, isn't it, Kev? You can be down in a disadvantageous situation, but you can always hit B. And if those aim duels go the right way, if you're able to get those clean entries into the site, it's at least still a 3-on-3 post-plant.
It's
not an easy bomb site to retake.
was going to say, this might just be a saving and containment strategy from MIBR
What
at
an
this
angle.
stage.
What do you do? What do
Twist.
you do?
I call that twist because I just remember that clip with the CZ where he just comes in, kills 2 people and wins a round from there. Just dancing around. Oh no.
When did he not get all 3 from an angle like that?
Goodness, he doesn't because Jacob's there. But still, that is not much cash in the hands of Renegades.
Damn it, Jaken, you got to hit delete faster than that.
I mean, look at the money on Azza, for example. That's not even enough to get armor and AK.
That's all right. Jacob's got him.
But still,
Shouted one for the boys.
But if MIBR take another one, I mean, Renegades have to keep winning from here. Otherwise, as soon as they're reset, your money's broke.
All right, time for Grat to get on the AWP. Crazy to think he got an ace in this game. He's really struggling.
Hasn't really found his mark so far, but I mean, I can tell you who's been finding the mark. Fur, Cold, and Stewie. They've just been the ones doing the work.
Name the rest of the players on MIBR as well. Don't leave anybody out, Kevin. Cold Zero's the AWPer now.
See what I mean? 5 AWPers. Only person who hasn't picked it up so far is Tarek.
And they even did it from his position. That's Dog the boys in a nutshell.
Tarek is just a role player.
How's he meant to get content as this sort of supportive player? Just a role player now, exactly. That's why he plays so many pugs, man. Got to get those frag highlights somehow.
I don't know.
Fallen's not letting him.
This is the whole thing, right? You got to be really thinking content at this stage, and MIBR just thinking content about winning at this stage. Stewie, he's just reeling Azza in at the moment. He's going, come over here, come over here. You can hear me right now. And then Fur's going to come out. It's like a jack in a box at the moment. You never know what you're going to get. Jacob, only 1 for 1, and it's just not good enough at this stage. You can't go 1 for 1 when you're down on a 3 on 5. Make it a 2 on 4. And Incendiary Grenade coming in at 37 seconds. What are you going to do right now if you're Liaz and JKS? There's nowhere to go.
Well, there was a point where this game was 8-0 to Renegades. Since then, it's gone 13-3.
I mean, MIBR have earned it. I have to save here, and that is such a hard decision to be making, in all honesty, to be saving. But you have to. You can't try to force the circumstances with 2 AKs up against a very tight defense against MIBR with no map territory to work with. And I think that's the difference, right? Is that Renegades, they have to save. They have to back away.
Yeah, this might be a case of shooting yourself in the foot though, Kev. If you don't close this one out, that's going to be it. You've cooked your money.
I mean, the money was already highly cooked. MIBR, bear in mind, their economy isn't in the best shape, so Renegades, if they are able to take this one, they need to land some huge shots. If they're able to take this one, they can explode from here. But they need to start taking a few of these.
Damn it, MIBR Renegades. My bus comes in 5 minutes. You just had to make it an exciting game, didn't you? See.
I don't care, you can walk home. I want to keep watching this match.
Grat's actually in apartments with the AWP, trying to see if he can pick someone in boiler or end of apps. It's going to be Cold, who's on the other side of that with his AWP. He's going to fall back. 2 AWPs on the A bomb site. And Renegades slowly closing in, but they only have so many flashes and smokes. What an angle. Oh my god, what? He picks Fur there, but insta-traded back from Cold Zero from Graveyard. Now they do know where he is, but Fallen. How do you expect the AWPer in Diggity when you thought he was in Graveyard?
And just the 2 picks like that. Lightning Quick is just, once again, it's swung back in the favor of MIBR, and they still got Niner control. Oh no, you're going into a crossfire. Stewie is going to draw a few shots, and then Liaz, I mean, he doesn't even have a rifle. It's not fair.
That's, I mean, I don't know what you can really say at this point. JKS trying to do something. There's the first. He could potentially get 2. Not quite able to close it out. There it is. Grab the bomb and run, son. Run as fast as you can.
I don't know. You're going to have to be beating Fallen's AWP at the stage. Flashbang is not effective at all. There's the smoke, though. He's got a chance of clutching this out. He is just going to commit to the bomb plant. Brave thing for him to do. Fallen just waiting in the edge of the smoke, trying to listen in where JKS is going to be running towards. And you can see Fallen has a pretty good idea what's going on. Cold Zero has switched over to the M4 as well.
Pretty winnable for JKS, and it's going to have to be. This is the last chance for Renegades. He loses this, their chances of this map are over.
Fallen, though, he scoped in on the angle of Garden, and it's all really down to this Fallen. Going to reposition himself. Cold Zero going to be covering off CT. They don't think he's going to be in Garden, but he's going to peek in Fallen in the head. But is there a time for a defuse? Yep. Yes, there is. Cold Zero's got the kit. It's going to come close, but for MIBR, it's never close. 15 to 11. They've got 4 match points. Once again, at Renegades.
No money.
No money. They got the bomb plant down. That's going to help a little bit, but as you were saying, it is a cooker.
It's been a great game so far, but, you know, after that 8-round-in-a-row streak, it feels like MIBR sort of switched on a little bit. They hit that second win. You've never seen a team more composed, have you, Kevin? Oh, we're down 8-0. How about we just win now? How about we just, like, 16-3 them from this point on?
Can't even blame... I mean, yes, there can be a little bit of blame for Renegades. Some of the individual luster has just faded away, and they really needed to bring out the vinegar in a time to just polish up the taints. It hasn't come out in time, and MIBR, they were just brushing away early on. You know, when you get that tarring in your silverware because you've won so many trophies at MIBR?
Don't trigger me. Too many hospitality job trials where I've had to get the vinegar cloth out and polish the plates.
Liaz is going to come fast up and still doesn't manage to make the Mac 10 work because Fallen, like I said, he wasn't having the hottest performance, but he's starting to hit shots when he needs to, and that's all you really need to do. You've got Fur and Cold Zero just banging heads off, and they're just blind committing onto this B bomb site. They've got utility, but there's 3 people here.
That's an 8.5. Only hits Jacob, actually. My bad, there was a pixel between the rest of the players. Double orb again.
The orb is boosted up. Cold Zero decides to use the sidearm instead.
Orbs boosting orbs. First in T-spawn.
How has he even gotten here?
What
Does he like
with
go?
His legs.
Oh no, this execute has been shut down. Fur is just going to be holding out. They're just boxed in. It's unreasonable. MIBR, they're just treating Renegades like lab rats at the moment. They're just going to be performing some cruel experiments on them. But Gratisfaction and Jacob, they're breaking out. They're making escape. This is a chance right now for Renegades to work with. But, I mean, they're just getting picked apart and losing player after player. It's all down to Jacob, who's retrieved himself an orb. But Fur is going to come forward and clean up. Jacob is not allowed to miss that one. And MIBR, what a huge swing around it is for them as they manage to pick up the second map, 16 to 11. And as a result, they take it 2-0 for tonight in pretty dominant fashion, all honesty. I have to say, I didn't expect that in Inferno. It was 8-0 at one stage.
Yeah, at least Renegades pushed them into double digits on both maps. Can't say that it was very convincing on cash, and obviously after the 8-0 lead that they got up to onto the CT side, it felt like, basically, to summarize tonight, Renegades versus MIBR, it's pretty much, you can summarize it in one sentence. Renegades did some things, MIBR adapted, and then Renegades could never recover.
I mean, to me, it felt a lot of the time it was down to a little bit of individual firepower. We saw Azza, he had a great start. I mean, all the Renegades had a great start in the 8 rounds, but when they were going really started where, you know, you saw Fur, he was starting to hit some ridiculous shots. Cold Zero was exploding out, and then everyone from MIBR started chiming in. There was no real answering call from Renegades, and that's where they really let their CT side slip away, dropping 7 in a row. And then on their own T side, I mean, it looked okay for some of them, but it just felt like MIBR were dictating the pace the entire time. And that's the scary thing.
Yep, MIBR pretty much just turned it on. Their individuals started showing up. They started getting in Renegades' face a little bit more, and even though Renegades got themselves off to a pretty decent start, there was really not much they could do after that.
And MIBR well-deserved 2-0 ultimately for tonight. I mean, this is the one you were talking about where Stewie just doesn't even get tagged by a full clip and he's still just able to make it happen. He's still jumping through smokes and just catching people off. And when he's catching people off like that, what can you even do as Renegades?
Gotta lose. That's what happened, fortunately for them. I mean, they've had a pretty good run in Pro League. It would have been questionable if they had taken 2-0 off MIBR. Couldn't even take a map. I feel like MIBR... I don't know if they're getting better per se, or whether they're just playing good on some maps, and on some maps they're just not as focused as they might have been normally. But they're definitely picking up enough map wins to get themselves into the top 6, I would say.
I think as well, you were talking about earlier how they definitely want to be making their mark in this match in particular, and you can see that, I mean, there was just one stage, it wasn't any loosey-goosey things, even when they were down 0-8. You saw Stewie, it might have looked a little bit insane, he was trying to do the same thing, but he eventually found the gap and just approached it so many times, exploited it. He found his timing, he knew that he was hitting shots, he was going in, and then Cold Zero, sleeping monster. You can never count him out.
Yep. Bit of revenge there onto Grat for the Greyhound victory in IEM Sydney. Probably one of the more bizarre results we've ever seen in the CSGO pro scene, I would say. So, I don't know. It's pretty interesting. I think that Renegades is definitely the kind of team that you don't want to give respect to, and you don't want to get a victory over you, because if you give them some kind of weird confidence, some kind of weird matchup thing like they have against Liquid, that's how I feel. Like, they played Liquid so many times and had some good results against Liquid. They're always going to have a strange confidence where they can potentially take a map off of you, but if you put them in their box straight away, if you really give them no respect, then they can be a little bit intimidated and they might not play at the same level that they are capable of.
I really thought of a strange analogy there. But it's like, you just described putting them in a playpen and just going, here you are. You give them a bit of false hope and a bit of a false chant. Maybe like you, Mitch, when you go into ECA Park, you might lose the first 5 rounds to give your opponents a bit of false hope. Maybe even let them go up 8-0.
That's what it was, yeah.
I mean, that was
not
just
bad.
I mean,
You put all the kindergartners in the playpen, and if you let them get too much confidence, suddenly you've got a riot on your hands. The kids are just kicking the bucket, just like pushing things over.
I don't know where we're going with this analogy. I feel like it is apt, but at the same time, it really isn't to describe that game. Because it felt like Renegades, they were really confident. They were strolling around, and MIBR were going, hold on a moment, gonna have to stop you right there for a little bit.
8-0 is nice, but how about I just win the game?
Yeah, and that was just, at the end of the day, the firepower coming forward. I mean, I wonder in a world with Renegades, if the firepower did step up from the individuals, if it would have been a different result, we'll never know.
Probably not. I feel like whenever games are close and the pressure gets on for Renegades, they don't rely on somebody just going crazy and fragging out. And I mean, that's what you saw from MIBR. They turned things around by like letting Fur roam through apartments like he's strong at. They really started to see, you know, Stewie's having not such a great game on the T side, and we're getting destroyed in Banana. And what's the solution? You know, a lot of people might be like, hey, I'm going to go Nana now and I'm going to take over. A big strong man. Watch me flex. But instead they throw a bunch of flashes over the top. You know, Cold Zero and Fallen really set up Stewie for success. And you see him go from 0 to 5 to taking over that game and making massive impact frags. Double fragging both Jacob and JKS, or, you know, at least taking Banana control.
Yeah, and that definitely helped out. I mean, a quick recap for today for all the results that we've seen. Much closer maps at the end, but really on the secondary stream, it's been one-sided most of the way. I mean, I feel like it has been one-sided pretty much for all of today. Ghost 2-0.
Is this the first time we've finished after the mainstream?
I think so, yeah. I mean, and even on the mainstream, and Luminosity take the 2-0 over Cloud9, that's going to be a big bolster for them.
That's a big all caps what? All caps what? That's how I'd summarize that.
I mean, it works out for them, and for Luminosity, you can't be complaining about any victories at the moment. They desperately need it. But otherwise, Renegades, a 1-1 split with Liquid earlier on today, and NRG just dispatching Envy with ease with a 16-3 and a 16-10. So, I mean, overall, some pretty one-sided matches today. Ghost and Rogue didn't really look close. Liquid versus E United, unfortunately, once again, not even close. And
Renegades, I don't feel like that game was close, even though the scoreline might be a bit misleading.
There was a chance for Renegades, but MIBR just, they stepped up their game. I don't think it was really Renegades losing out on the chance. It was really MIBR. They didn't even dangle it. Renegades earned their chances earlier on, but they couldn't fully convert. MIBR, they don't allow any mercy from that point onwards and just completely curb stomp Renegades. I think that's a really apt description for that 10-round streak in a row. It just looked absolutely dominant. There were no rounds that Renegades really picked up that filled me with hope and inspired me. It was just the Brazilian and American Roadshow.
Yep, 100% agree. You summarized it pretty well, Kev.
And the rounds where there was impact from Renegades, it was just Jacob stepping up. I didn't see, say, for example, Azza coming in, getting 2 entries, Leaz doing a good job trading out, or Gratisfaction with the AWP, getting multiple kills and checking angles. It was Jacob doing really well on the entries, and that was it. There was just nothing beyond that, which is a little bit disappointing to see, but they've also had a long day as well. And once again, there's still a team that have a lot more things to be working out on.
Yeah, they got a lot of rounds in today, and they took 1 map out of 4 against top-tier opposition. So, I mean, mean, for a team of Renegades caliber, that's probably what about you'd expect, and it's good that they're at least making some of them competitive and showing some promising signs. But look, you can't expect anything more from them. They're very firmly like a tier 2 team. So, you know, you can't expect them to take it up against the tier 1s, you know, your MIBRs and your Liquids consistently.
We're saying just for now, hopefully in the future they will be able to do so, because there's potential for the team.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
We'll see.
Everything.
Got to see some more lands.
Yeah, got to see some more LAN action as well as online action, I guess, at the end of the day. But overall, were you excited for today's Counter-Strike, or excited about today's Counter-Strike, or not really?
Some of the games were, I thought on paper were very misleading, like your Ghosts and your Rogues. But I was really looking forward to United Liquid. That was not a great game, and I feel like that Renegades MIBR game was a bit disappointing. We'll see what happens tomorrow, though. Maybe some better games. Yeah,
so Go still on the top of the leaderboard for now. As I mean, MIBR is, are tied alongside with the same score as Renegades. So it's not as if Renegades are doing poorly for now, but I mean, you got to be in the top 6. That's the whole thing to really secure your position. And you don't want to be floating around the 7th, 8th coming in later in the season. So any early victory is really going to help. But there is a massive gap between 5th and 6th at this stage.
You got to say, though, Renegades, they've got MIBR out of the way, they've got Liquid out of the way, and they've got Ghost out of the way, which has pushed them down the standings. But that, you know what that means, Kevin? That means that they've only got to play the teams that aren't to them at this point, which means that as long as they're not getting upset by anybody, they can try to maintain their spot in that top 6.
And I think they're in a position to do so as well, as long as they keep their approach high. I mean, Kassan's back in the folder of actions as well. I mean, for Ghost, it's good to see them at the top, and I would really want to see them brawl it out against more of the top tier teams. At LAN, as you said, we obviously want to see a team of nice up-and-comers. They've also got 3 Canadians, which obviously also help, as we're big fans of Canada.
Honestly, the way the standings are sitting right now, I would be happy with that result. You know, you'd kind of argue between who you'd want to see between Cloud9 and Complexity. I don't know. But, I mean, personally, you know, Renegades and Ghosts are sort of the wild cards out of those sort of top 6 standings. But those are the teams that I personally would love to see go through to the LAN. So if the standings were to stay like this, which they're definitely not going to, I would be a happy boy.
Here's the thing, right? All right, so I'm fairly certain, I'm going to call it right now, right? Is that the top 5 here, 100% going to LAN.
Yep.
That's my call at the moment. You're probably going to agree.
Yep.
Who is going to be that 6th team? Can you make a call right now, or is it too hard?
It's pretty hard. I wouldn't be surprised if Complexity pushed it ahead of Cloud9 a little bit, especially because Cloud9, I mean, you just lost the 0-2 to Luminosity, which has really pushed them out the standings and pushed you back down. You could see a huge gap in between 5 and 6 there, like in terms of the points. So yeah, it's going to be a real brawl. I mean, you could see Rogue make a comeback up over Cloud9. It's only 5 points difference, mate. Like, it could be anyone.
Imagine if
not Envy, but it could be anyone.
Imagine E United making that difference. Imagine if E United were able to make it in that 6th position. How big would that be for them?
Be interesting, wouldn't it?
The Moose would be able to flex the Canadian flag all across the world.
Yeah.
That's all the comments that you have?
That's it.
I don't know. Moose is my favorite player at the moment.
Okay.
I'm calling it now. Davey, I mean, friendship is over with Davey right now. Now my best friend is going to be with Moose, so...
Wow, all your best friends are Canadian. I thought I was your best friend this whole time.
But are you Canadian?
No.
Exactly.
Damn it.
Yeah, that's the whole thing, so...
I'll apply for citizenship and I'll come back to you in a few years, Kevin.
Oh, I don't know about that. You're still going to be fragging out in Counter-Strike. You got to be Canadian and fragging out in Counter-Strike.
No chance.
Which they've been doing quite well so far, but... I mean, so far for Pro League, it has been quite... It's been quite a ride. I mean, we're up to Matchday number 6, and we've still got 5 more down the line, which is... This is where the results are really going to be changing for that 6th position, because, as I was saying, top 5, do you really agree with what I'm saying here?
Yep. I mean, there's clearly a massive points difference between 5th and 6th. Like, it's 25 points for 5th, and, like, Cloud9's got 12.
Yeah.
Less than half.
Which is double the points at this stage. I mean, we're to see with some of the teams, they still have a lot of games to catch up on. And speaking of games, we'll see tomorrow's schedule for the, I guess, the A and B stream as well. So tomorrow, it's going to be Cloud9 up against Liquid. Man, about 6 months ago, I would have said this would have been an explosive matchup. But really, the state of it these days is that you're expecting Liquid to close out a pretty easy 2-0 over Cloud9. NRG versus Luminosity, then Rogue up against E United. I think Rogue versus E United is going to be a good standing to see where Rogue is really sitting so far this season.
So, yeah.
And over here tomorrow, well, you won't catch me, but you should be able to catch Brainstorm as well as Mitch once again. Ghost versus Complexity first up, then Renegades and Ints, and then MIBR against Envy. So, I mean, just looking at that, it feels like tomorrow's going to have a few one-sided matches.
Yeah, not the best day of matches tomorrow. I actually feel like the B stream's probably got the best game of all, which would be the first one. That's just my personal opinion. I like watching a bit of Ghost, a bit of Complexity. If Complexity is able to bring that form that they showed from the Major up against Ghost's insane runner form, that should be a great match. As for the rest of them, though, I don't know, man. Not feeling it.
I mean, you got Renegades who should be able to take out a 2-0 against Ints, you'd think, unless the firepower from Ints is just too strong. And then for MIBR versus Envy, well, Envy are at the bottom of the rankings for now, and MIBR don't want to really be dropping against the bottom tier team.
Do they still have that rule in Pro League where if you're at the bottom of the rankings, you just get insta-relegated rather than going through promotion relegation series?
I don't remember, to be honest. I wouldn't be the one to be commenting on that one.
That would be a bit sad, though. Envy just picks up their team at instant relegation to MDL. But we'll see how it really works out for them. Maybe they can make a bit of a run back.
Yeah, that's absolutely it. But that is our match day over and done for now. It's been a pretty long day of Counter-Strike. Make sure you tune in tomorrow for some more Counter-Strike action. Until then, take care and have a good sleep.